Restart. What's up, guys? Well, not yet. To Adam, what's up? Suspiros das. Thanks, bud. I keep knowing that, dog. Ready? Begin. What's up, guys?
I know the dollar bill was basically
Trying to make fun of me. I'm Joe Vargas. Welcome to another little session.
Schmepisode.
Another episode of Between the Bellz. To my left. Is it my left?
Yeah. Why you got me thinking about it, man?
Is Maggie Duarte.
Yeah.
What's up? Man, first, before we go into the podcast subject matter, dollar. What a win for Tiger Johnson. They pulled out a beautiful 1-2 knockout.
Oh, yeah.
And congrats to Virgil Ortiz on his victory against Lubin, who I thought was going to be a tougher fight.
Me too.
I was wrong.
As was I. I thought that Erickson was going to give him a little bit more of a, I thought he was going to be like, battle test this motherfucker, but I guess the one who got battle tested was him.
Is it Lubin was not himself that night, or Virgil Ortiz was that good?
You know what? I think that might be a little bit of both. I think
Combination, like Tiger Johnson's combination.
It's hard because I think that, what do you think about expectations? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Never had him, dog. I had a fucked up childhood. Thanks for bringing that up.
Should we get into it?
No.
Expectations and having them before you go into the ring, meaning like you kind of create a certain image in your head about what you think the fight's gonna be.
Yeah, we thought it was gonna be a war, like Hagler, Leonard, something like that.
Yeah, I think that there's a possibility that he thought that fight did not play out the way he thought it was. Obviously, but I'm saying in the sense that maybe he underestimated Virgil in a sense. But I mean, what else could you expect from Virgil at the same time, if not that?
I don't know. The Lubin that I saw against Ramos is not the same.
Yeah.
Is he? I don't know. Yeah, expectations. Yeah, I get it now. Yeah, I mean, it's not what I expect. That makes sense?
Sure.
I went on a big old circle to come back where you started, huh? I mean, yeah. I mean, I just keep thinking. It's because I'm sorry you're talking. I just keep thinking. Seeing that knockout standing up. Like the referee did a great job stopping it. He saw the body.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know. Something doesn't feel right. Like, is Lubin just shot out now? Is he done? Obviously, he got knocked out standing up. I mean, if Virgil is strong, he does have, I think, only two guys who win the distance with him.
Yeah. I think he's he I don't know, man. I think he was overwhelmed, and
I would say.
I don't even know if I would blame that on he didn't get hit in the chin. So he got hit like right square in the temple with two good solid shots from a guy who probably came in at like 160 something on the night of,
He looked big.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
He looked very big.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I guess at the end of the day, definitely not the result that we both saw.
I saw a war, but I saw big Victor. Victor winning.
You keep saying Victor.
I keep saying Victor Ortiz, dog.
He was once upon a time.
Once a great fighter, once. Touched him on the shoulder once.
Touched him on the shoulder once. Yeah.
Let's go, Magz.
Okay. So, straight into it, like.
Whatever you want to do. Back.
Next fights. Fuck it.
Next fights. Who's the next fights?
Well, I guess we can lead off with that. Next fight, a fight that I didn't think is necessary at all is Conor Benn against Eubank Jr. #2 this Saturday.
I mean, I'm going to go with the same result of the first fight, Eubank. A bigger guy.
I think he's with Bomac right now, too.
Oh, bigger guy. Strong dude. Going to learn some new things with Bomac. And I don't see Nigel Benn just reminds me of a little brother that has his little flares, but he can't get the big brother out.
Yeah.
That's what that fight reminds me of.
Yeah. Kind of like Aníbal.
Aníbal and me. Damn, dog. I have a homie named Aníbal who I beat the shit out of all my life, and he had one good moment with me.
One. His claim to fame. Mm-hmm. And that's it. He never want to come back and spar, by the way.
He don't want that smoke.
I don't know, man. What's up, Aníbal? Come through.
He came by the gym there to see the sparring.
Definitely didn't spar himself.
He was like the middle of the gym. He didn't want to get close to the ring.
They're fucking around and call me in there.
Call me out.
Put me in, coach. But yeah, that'll be the next fight. I honestly don't care to see. And it seems like the build up to that fight too is kind of slacking.
I wonder what Ashley said about that because he's
It's a good
a
question.
huge British fan.
He is. He's
And those guys are big over there, you know. Here we're right
He's
here.
over there.
No, those two guys are like huge over there in
Mhm.
Britain, you know that. I mean, and I don't know, it'd be equivalent to, I don't know, I can't think of two fighters' dads who fought each other in the US and now the fighters are fighting themselves. It's like Arturo Gotti fighting Andre War. Oh, I shouldn't bring that up.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, like two fighters fighting each other.
Yeah. No, I agree. You know, it is that type of fight. I don't think it was technical at all. I think it was just sheer will.
Sparring session.
Outwill each other. You know what I'm saying? I think that Eubank Jr. is going to take it again. I don't think it'll look like the first fight at all. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm like whatever about that one. I honestly don't even think that I'll watch it. Why? Because we will be in Long Beach in the LBC.
With Jose Chollet.
You know me.
Yep.
Playa Larga. For those.
Don't know. Now you know.
Now you know. Should be a good fight for us, so we're stoked. And then Divino's fighting God knows who from the Ukraine.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyway, let's jump into Kara's questions because they're kind of intricate. All right. Question number 1. I love how I had it fucking pulled up and then it went away. Okay. Question number 1. Some fighters try to break the opponent down physically through power, and others try to control the fight with patience, timing, and mentally breaking down their opponent. When you are coaching, how do you coach these two different mentalities? And do you make any changes in how to guide these two distinct fighters?
Of course. I mean, it starts on the simplest, on the shadow boxing, on the bag work, on the mitt work. And you start, like, depending on which one you're going to be, and you just stick to that.
Mm-hmm.
You stick to that, and you just keep focusing on, what was it? Keeping somebody out, overpowering somebody?
Mm-hmm. Like using, say, you
depends
just have
on the fighter.
Dude.
If you have the fighter who's strong that can do it, why not?
Yeah.
You have the fighter that has to be more technical than anything, and you focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the battle of who takes who away from what fighter.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when she was coming up with these questions, I was working with her on Saturday, and I remember talking about how some people are kind of born with the intelligence, what they see. Some people just have an instinct.
Just get it. Yeah,
they see it. Yeah. It clicks. And then others have to put in the time to be able to see, like, your IQ develops over time. There's some people who are kind of like born with a certain awareness. And I compared, like, for example.
Bernard Whitaker.
Yeah. Well, because, like, I didn't watch him growing up.
No.
I said, look at Shakur Stevenson, how old, he's not even 30 yet, right? And Canelo, for example, right? He's 30-something. In my opinion, I think that Shakur has a higher IQ, and Canelo has developed his over time.
But that goes to Kara's question.
Yeah.
Canelo's strong.
Yes.
He built on his strength.
Yes.
And Shakur's not strong. He has ability, so he has to box.
Mm-hmm.
So they both strengthened their weak. Well, they both made not their weaknesses. They enhanced their strengths. And you know, to some people who like aggressiveness, they'll like Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
People that like the technical boxing, they like Shakur. You know. But they both mastered their craft at their abilities. Yeah. That's a perfect example. Thank you for that. You said, what do you call it, a layup?
Alley-oop.
Alley-oop. Yeah, shot me alley-oop.
But I thought, you know what? I was like, in my opinion, I think Shakur's got a higher IQ. I think Canelo has built his IQ through all the rounds that he's done in the ring, you know. And but
how's the IQ developed? Like, you know, like
sparring.
Shakur fought some of the best in the nation, amateur games,
mm-hmm.
Olympic games. So he developed that awareness for facing Cubans and facing the stands and all these different countries. He developed this very technical, defensive-minded,
mm-hmm.
offensive counterpunching abilities that he uses.
Right.
And Canelo has been a downhill, I'm gonna come after you. A little bit of defense, but with, you know, aggressive defense.
Right.
You know, so those are two good examples right there.
You know what? And I think this might seem like an obvious question, but there are people out there who they have gifted athletes and they just don't have what it takes to possibly take them to the next level. And it is what it is. Some people want to put you into a box and make you the way that they think that you should be made, instead of harnessing their strengths and sharpening up those tools.
Sometimes they don't put you there on purpose. You're not in their interest.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes fighters that don't sign with the big promoters are not in their interest, so they match them up hard, and it's up to the fighter to break out of that and end up being a better fighter, understanding where he sits.
Yeah.
And some fighters are protected and they can't live up to the hype. So it's all different.
And I think that's what distinguishes great coaches from people who just I don't know, they're kind of in the game for whatever reason or another.
That's like the right.
Not here to pick on anybody. However, I think that the great coaches are the ones who know how to
shout out to the coaches that don't get recognized.
Yeah, man.
Who built great fighters, and at the end of the day, it's some of those coaches don't kiss nobody's ass. Yeah. So they don't get that break.
Yeah.
And shout out to you men with integrity, man. At the end of the day, like,
absolutely.
I mean, we all want to be at the top, and I know what it's like. I mean, I've only fought for a world title once, and as a coach, and I fought for plenty of, NEBFs and youth Latinos and under youth titles and stuff like that. But the world title's only coming to me once, and it's been more because I'm not that guy who's going to be, doing the shit that he shouldn't be doing to be getting those opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. What do something just came to my mind. I think each scenario presents its own challenge, but obviously, when you're building somebody from the ground up, saying like their first time in the gym, as opposed to getting somebody who's already established, and they have the ability to get used to your philosophy and your school of thought and all that. There are different challenges, but what do you think that is more challenging than the other?
Well, it depends. Like, if you're building a guy from the ground up, usually he's like in underage. He's like anywhere from like 10 to 14. And like, for example, we have a kid at the gym named Dre, right? He just came about, 3-4 months ago?
Yeah.
He has about 25, 30 fights, amateur fights. And if you were to ask any other coach, you'd be like, oh, that guy's made. That guy's already, he's already developed. Like, no. There's a lot of kinks in his armor. Yeah. And sometimes your job as a coach is to understand what their weaknesses are, and build off of those weaknesses, make those weaknesses stronger and make their strengths a little bit stronger too.
Right.
But a lot of guys would just keep focusing on the strengths and they don't focus on the weaknesses. They think that addressing it is going to make the fighter soft.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, like, to answer the question, depends on the fighter.
Yeah, it does.
Depends on the fighter. If he has a lot of abilities, what's he here with me for? Is he here to be, I could be the cool coach. I don't want to be the cool coach. Is he here he likes my philosophy, or he likes the way I just talk to fighters? It all depends, like, fighters have to feel, at the end of the day, they have to feel comfortable with their coaches.
Yes, absolutely.
And some coaches are just about them.
Yeah.
It's my philosophy. Right now you were saying, I was going to say it's our philosophy, but I understand we're talking about coaching, but she's part of the coaching team. And the philosophy is that we implement is humble, but at the same time cocky and arrogant without showing it, I want the guys to be tough and know that they're freaking good. But at the same time, it kind of contradicts. I want them to be humble and respectful.
It's funny how every single one of them, I can't think of one that isn't that way, honestly. They're all like that. You don't see them jumping up and down and they're just about the business and move forward. But yeah, I don't know, that kind of came to my mind in the middle of that question is I think it all really depends on the individual and how much that individual wants to grow, honestly, because you can't want it more than them. It's not good.
Oh, no. They have to desire this and want this. But that's why when a kid comes from a different gym or a young fighter, I want them to find themselves first.
Yeah.
Because when they find themselves and they're happy in the gym, then they're gonna want. Yeah. They're gonna want it. When it becomes robotic and they're programmed to do stuff, it reminds me a lot of fighters from abroad, from different countries. They're taught not to enjoy it. This is like a fight for them.
Yes.
And I don't like that.
That's something that I don't think is emphasized enough, is that when somebody comes, new, and you decide, okay, let's make this let's move forward, right? Let's make this work. You start working with each other. I think that it's super overlooked to try to understand how this person is outside and inside the ring, and kind of letting themselves projecting who they are, put it, in not so many words. Because if you don't understand who they are first, and if you just try to drill from the very beginning and try to make them a certain way, it's going to be hard for them to even communicate with you when they have certain struggles,
Yeah.
That's one of the first things that I think of is like they whatever they did before, they're going to think that it's all wrong, pretty much, you know what I'm saying? And how can you voice if you're hesitant to do something, if you're not even given the opportunity to show who you are at first, you know what I mean?
I always wonder why Mike Tyson is so popular in mainstream. Like I like Mike Tyson more now as a podcaster, as a commentator, than I ever did as a fighter.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the hype like Mike Tyson. I wasn't. I liked him, but I wasn't a big fan of his. But I understood why he's so big now. People saw his relationship with Customato, the interviews, him talking about Customato and Customato training a kid who grew up in the system and broken home, and just the way that people could gravitate to that. Nobody else heard Michael Moore's story or Evander Holyfield's story, Riddick Bowe's story. They probably have a story very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And Evander Holyfield beat Mike Tyson twice.
Right.
But we're not even talking about him.
True.
We talk about Mike Tyson because we can all relate to that.
Yeah.
Because we all been through struggles. Not the same as Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what, like, if Customato was perfect for Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson was perfect for Customato.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those are the kind of things that you want to be as a coach. You want your fighter to run through fire for you.
Yes.
And Mike Tyson respected this man who he can knock out with one finger, but he respected him so much because he needed that father figure, role model, example at the right time.
It's relationships, man. It's relationships.
A fighter will run through fire for you if he just believes in you and you believe in him.
And to this day, I don't think I've seen an interview with Mike where he just doesn't like fucking.
He still breaks down,
yeah.
And that's how much
Respect.
A broken kid he was.
Yeah.
When he came to Cuss, and he'll forever be grateful with Cuss.
Yeah.
For what he did. I'm not hating on Mike Tyson. I just didn't think that he was all that at the time.
He was built.
He was built right.
Yes.
Because he beat everybody, but he didn't beat the major names.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we gravitate more towards him than the other guys who were champions at the time too.
Yeah.
If he wouldn't have went to prison.
Yeah.
He would have beat all those guys. Who knows?
Who knows what would have happened, right? You know what? I have a question. I never asked you this, and I hope if you're open to share. What is it like? Because your first coach, the one who pretty much molded you, I think to this day. What was it like losing? Because Mike lost Cuss, and after that, I think things weren't the same. What is it like losing a coach?
Like emptiness. Like, what do I do next?
Yeah.
Where do I go now?
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like kind of lost, like losing I would say a parent, even though I didn't have a relationship like Custon Mike did, but we had a great relationship.
Yeah.
Me and Papa Murph, and he was always yelling at me and telling me stuff and
Hosey.
And making me have confidence.
Yeah.
And
I know he had a big effect on you because to this day you still say a lot of things.
Yeah, but I don't get emotional because I think I had that part of my heart was filled with my grandfathers and both my grandfathers and my godfather,
Mm-hmm. So it's not like a void that you needed to be filled.
I just wanted to fight, and he was the instrument for me to fight.
Right.
And he was the one that's going to show me.
Right.
I remember him telling me he sparred Rocky Marciano. I was like, that's it. It's over. I'm staying here. Rocky Marciano.
Yeah. That's pretty, yeah. I just wanted to, I never asked. I just, I knew he passed away, but I never asked, like, what was it like, after everything that you learned and then having to go somewhere else to somebody else's school of thought.
It wasn't the same when I went somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I still love the sport so much that I just went over. I won't keep,
Kept
I don't
going.
know. I would say it's like, the relationship is not good, but I'm gonna fucking stick it out, you know?
I love this shit too much.
Yeah.
All right, shall we move to the next question?
Yeah.
All right. As a coach, how do you tell when your fighter is really fighting the opponent in front of them and when they are fighting their own mind? Because I spoke to her about Canelo and Charlo. Like, for example, in the Charlo and Canelo fight, where the idea of the opponent became the real problem. When you see that happen, how do you approach it?
That's easy. That's the eyes. The eyes never lie. That's when you take your time to be a coach and understand when if something's bothering your fighter, and that's when you tell them, hey, well, you will understand. A good coach will see all those little issues
Mm-hmm.
and be like, get back in the game.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? Are you fighting him or are you fighting yourself?
Yeah.
It's your job to get them out of that. Like, we have that with fighters right now. We try to get them out of their own head, you know? And that's easy for me to see. I can see that right away. And I'm like, hey, man, first thing I'll ask him is he fast? How's his power? It's good. Honestly, it's good. I can handle it. Well, then step the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the moment might get too big. So you got to always keep your job as a coach is to keep your fighters' feet on the ground, keep them sharp, and don't ever let the other guy dictate the pace in the fight.
Did it take a while for you to notice those things, or did you notice, because obviously you've fought before, right? Do you think that helped you see that in other fighters?
No, it's funny, like growing up, you see street fights.
Yeah.
And you see within the first 10, 20 seconds who's going to win the fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rare, like 1 out of 10 fights, maybe 1 out of 20, where the guy gets back and wins the fight, the one that was losing. You know, it's really usually that's how it is in boxing too. That's why we always love comeback fights, you know, but usually it's the guy who takes off is hard to catch up.
Yeah. For sure. 100%. I think, that's something that for me, I try to immerse myself as much as possible into the fighter's mind, that I can just see it and I can feel their energy too. It's different. They just kind of like a weird blank stare where you tell them like, "What's up? Are you good? Yeah, I'm good." I'm like, "Are you good, or are you good?" Like,
There was a fight one time when Brian Figueroa was going to fight, and we were coming off a loss, and right away the promotion company matched him up against an undefeated prospect.
Yeah.
And I remember Brian Figueroa, to me, he's like my little superhero. I never seen that fool get nervous.
Yeah.
And I'm wrapping his hands, and as I'm wrapping his hands, he's shaking. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I can see him, you know, and I'm like trying to come. That corner, I was the head coach, but the manager had a lot of influence on him. So the manager would bring friends and everything. We're in the locker room, and I'm like trying to tell these guys to get out, you know, without being the bad guy in the movie. Well, as I was cutting Brian's hand wraps, as I was cutting them to detail them as I was finished wrapping them, I cut his skin on his hand, and it helped Maggie because he started bleeding, and we started focusing on stopping the cut. I used all my adrenaline on his hand, and since his hand was taped with gauze, it was putting pressure on his cut.
Yeah.
So he had white gloves, and I put the white gloves on, and I remember the commentators in the fight. Like in the third or fourth round, there's like blood in the ring, but they don't know where the blood's coming from.
Yeah.
And it was Brian's hand was bleeding.
Yeah.
And his wrap was covered in blood. But that cut made him stop thinking about the opponent and focus on the fight.
Kind of took the pressure away from whatever he was going on.
I hope that. What else, Brian? I remember Brian came out and almost knocked that fool out. And we're supposed to go 10 rounds. They changed it to 8.
Oh, another one of those.
And Brian had him out on his feet in the very last round. I'm gonna send the highlight. I gotta find the highlight. Yeah. Brian was like fucking emotional. You can see the blood in his hand.
And for those who may not know, rounds are a strategy too, because 8 to 10 rounds changes. It changes
It's like running fucking either 15 miles or 22 miles.
Yeah, it changes the trajectory of the fight. You know what I'm saying? And it just reminds me of Ricky against Brian Norman Jr., who has a big fight coming up, by the way.
Norman Jr., yeah.
But, when you go from 8, say if that fight would have gone 10 rounds, way different story. You don't know what will happen in 6 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the gloves. That shit, it changes the whole trajectory of the fight. But, that's about it. I guess I had written down a bunch of thoughts and stuff that I had on fighters and what they go through mentally, and I think as people in general, when you talk about we go through we're influenced by so many things, right? And throughout life, you find that we go through like internal battles between who we're grown up to be, through influences through parents, environment, and all that shit, and who we naturally are, but has been suppressed over time, right? And then I thought about it in the sense that turning it back into boxing is I think that we have a lot of expectations for these fighters, especially now with social media changes everything.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, you wouldn't read the comments that a regular person would be talking
No,
shit.
you wouldn't hear shit.
You wouldn't hear shit, you know, maybe from the critics, but at least the critics knew what the fuck they were talking about because they were around it a lot. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I think about these expectations are all generic. You have what you think this fighter should be or should be, you know, and not all of them are shaped in the way that fits into that certain box. You know what I'm saying? So these guys are going through internal battles sometimes. Sometimes that's not even something that they wanted to do. They were kind of pushed into it from a young age.
Most of the time, it's the parents and the family that push them into it.
Yeah, and these guys.
I always heard stories of guys who go in teams like brothers or cousins.
Yeah.
One of them wants a box, and the one that really wanted to quits after like a couple months, and the one that didn't want to stays in the game.
Yeah. I think Oscar has a similar story in that sense that he started boxing because of his brother. Yeah. And his brother, he said, he was the one who was good, and he just kept doing it.
Yeah.
Which, but yeah, anyway, we have all these expectations for these guys, and they're going through internal battles, going through all kinds of shit, and at the end of the day, it's like, who are we to expect certain things? You know, it's cool, you know what I mean? Like, in the game, you know, we're in boxing, we love it and all that shit, but at the end of the day, these guys are human, and they're all going through shit mentally. But anyway.
That's what you read?
You want me to read exactly what I wrote?
Give me one at least. Was that one whole thing?
Okay. So I put, our whole lives we learn to put on a performance between don't do this and don't do that, and you battle between what looks good versus what feels right. So that's like a battle with these guys where, you know, they go from, well, should I do this because it looks good, but that's not really what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you end up fighting yourself mentally, and that's just not just in fighting. You know what I mean? It's in life in general. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. Just a bunch of random thoughts. If I read off, this is gonna sound like a script.
Yeah. Hey, Carol, thank you for your questions, man. I like your questions, and if anybody else got any questions, put up and send them in the inbox.
Yeah, whatever.
Message.
Yeah,
message. Besides the fights that we have, we fighting, like Maggie said earlier. Jose Chollet's fighting in Long Beach against Joseph Abundi.
Abudi.
I
don't know how to pronounce it. It's Abudy.
Good fight. 7-1 against 6-1. It's a good fight. We'll see and shout out to Victor Flores for making the fight happen. And Marv Nation, thank you for the fight. And we're excited. Let's go put on a performance this Saturday.
Yes, sir.
This Saturday. We had Kyle on the fight, and his fight fell through. And Mr. Cuesta is training. He's getting ready too. He comes to spar at the gym with us, and it's been a good, exciting. We're gonna be cornering a kid named Brian Aquino. He's fighting on that card. He called me from Puerto Rico.
Cool.
We're gonna be helping him fight too in that fight, so it's gonna be exciting.
Hell yeah!
Exciting.
The LBC. Yeah, you know me.
Well, I mean, pretty much a wrap then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I probably before this we're like, hell yeah, I'm gonna lead the podcast and blah 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 and this and that and wah wah.
Maggie fucked up.
I fucked up the programming.
Any questions, comments? Oh wait, I didn't say it the right way. You guys, please like, share, subscribe, and comment.
You get the picture.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next week after
Jose Chollet. Peace.
Yeah, I think the words, but sometimes they don't come out of my mouth no good.